Requiem for the American Dream, The 10 Principles of Wealth and Power Concentration, by linguist and political activist Noam Chomsky, examines the growth of income inequality in the United States over the past 4 decades. Chomsky argues that the primary outcome of neoliberalism, which accelerated after the 1970s, is the dramatic consolidation of wealth and power in the hands of the elite, often at the expense of the middle and lower classes. He traces the shift in influence to the rapid financialization of the economy since the 1940s, noting how banks and financial institutions increasingly prioritized the plutocracy as their main clientele, effectively transferring power to the wealthy. Rising campaign costs and expanded corporate rights further enabled the extremely rich to shape political decisions for personal gain, undermining democratic principles. First published in 2017 by 7 Stories Press, Requiem for the American Dream is a textual adaptation of the 2015 documentary of the same name, directed and edited by Peter Hutchinson, Kelly Nikes, and Jared P. Scott. The book presents 10 core principles that illustrate how American elites systematically weaken democracy to enhance their control over society. Each principle is divided into subcategories, each prefaced by a title, and concludes with curated excerpts from relevant sources that Chomsky cites and analyzes. The book opens with a preface, a note on the American dream, assessing current socioeconomic conditions in comparison with those of the Great Depression. The introduction defines democracy and evaluates the U.S. system against that standard. Principle 1, Reduce Democracy, shows how corporations and elites embrace Madisonian governance, whereby a small, enlightened elite is entrusted with policymaking to prevent uncontrolled democratic influence. Principle 2, Shape Ideology, examines how businesses responded to the social gains of the 1960s with an ideological campaign to repress democratic engagement, beginning in the 1970s. Principle 3, Redesign the Economy, extends this analysis by exploring how corporations expand influence through financialization and offshoring. Principle 4, Shift the Burden, argues that corporations redirect responsibility from the domestic population to the global plutonomy, effectively transferring societal obligations onto ordinary people. Principle 5, Attack Solidarity, highlights how short-term profit motives encourage selfish, undemocratic decisions that erode social solidarity. The altruistic care for others central to a healthy society. Principle 6, Run the Regulators, details how corporations capture regulatory agencies to protect their own interests. Principle 7, Engineer Elections, describes the depth of corporate influence on political campaigns and policy, often to the detriment of the public and democracy itself. Principle 8, Keep the Rabble in Line, explores how businesses undermine organized labor, manipulate the media, and shape education to suppress class consciousness. Principle 9, Manufacture Consent, explains the elite strategy to maintain control in democratic societies by discouraging collective action and promoting mindless consumerism. Finally, Principle 10, Marginalize the Population, examines how corporations and politicians exploit fear and hatred to divide people, even when shared interests exist. Chomsky concludes by emphasizing that governments and corporate powers now possess the means to endanger humanity through nuclear weapons and climate change, making the survival of society dependent on collective action and the pursuit of a more equitable social system. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.